in the chamber there, but I'm originally from Illinois, really.
Okay, what part?
But I've been living in Mississippi forever.
They claim you.
I don't know about that. I claim them though.
Hey, we've made it to Friday, Decatur. Thank you for joining us for another segment of Talking with Tab. Let's take a second to talk about our COVID-19 cases as we go into the weekend. Since we met on Monday, we've added over 400 confirmed cases, and our 14-day percent positive rate has crossed the threshold of 50%. Please use great care and stay safe this weekend. Sanitize, practice social distancing, and mask up Decatur. Where our hospital is in a kind of in a pinch right now as far as bed space is concerned, our ICU wing, and then ventilators. And we want to be very conscientious of the needs of our healthcare workers. I'm thrilled to have with us today John Seymour, who's the president and CEO of Decatur Morgan Chamber of Commerce. John, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Sir, I count you as a friend. And,
Yes, sir.
Appreciate your leadership and what you mean to our community.
Happy to be here. Thank you.
Yes, sir. With that, John's going to share some information about the chamber, some of the campaigns that you are working on, and then the role that you have with our local businesses. So we look forward to hearing that. So that being the case, let's just start with, what does a Chamber of Commerce do?
You know, we do commerce and we do economic development, and we have a lane that we have to stay in. You know, we have other agencies. I think you've had Rick Paler from the Downtown Redevelopment on your show, and Jeremy Nails with EDA, and the Convention and Business Bureau. We all have roles to play in the economy of our community. Our role recently and in the last couple of years has been to try to grow our population, residential development. We have a lot of people coming to our area, a lot of jobs created. We've seen ads recently about Mazda Toyota, about them hiring people, and we want those people to live in Decatur. So we've met with the Realty Group on numerous occasions over the last couple of years, and they need more inventory. So we're in the process of working with your department and with the building department and with the planning commission to annex some property into the city, run utilities to that property, and build some houses. And so that's a big part of what we're doing. Once we get those people to live here, they become consumers. And when we have consumers, they spend money in our community, and we get revenue from the tax base. So about 85% of the city's budget, as you know, is made up of property tax and retail and use tax. So that's the way we build our economy. That's the way we build our community. And then Jeremy Nails and the folks at EDA are creating more jobs, we hope, and we can build more houses and get more consumers and more people in our local businesses to shop.
That's good. It's really nice. And we put an emphasis on residential growth.
Yes.
Have leaders, volunteers from our businesses that work on these projects. And we're seeing growth, residential growth for the first time in 25 plus years.
Yeah. We'll see more because we've got over 400 houses being built. So.
That's right. That's right.
And the other thing that happens sometimes when you create a project like that, or when you create a program like that, is other programs spin off of that. During our interviews with some developers that have come in to talk to about building houses, we've learned that we need to do something about the appearance of our community coming in.
Our foyer?
Yeah. So our entryway. So one of the things we're working on with the city and with the downtown redevelopment and with Senator Orr is to have a study done on 6th Avenue from the River Bridge to Delano Park, so that the first impression of our community when an investor or a new person comes to town is positive. And that's going along real well. We've hired Volkert to do a major study. You know, several years ago we did the traffic, sort of redesigned the traffic there around Wilson Street, and so there's a safety issue involved with that, and an aesthetic value to that for our community. So that kind of came out of the residential group, just because when we have developers come in, we ask them, what can we do better? What can we do to be more appealing to a developer or to a builder? And they tell us, and we try to address those things. So, with the cooperation of the city, we've worked very hard on that partnership.
The Wilson Street project, it took a couple of weeks to get that done.
Took a couple. It probably might take a couple of weeks to get this done too.
Boy, once completed, I mean, it
Yeah.
really huge dividends on that and the ability to move traffic through
Right.
there.
And the wayfinding signs, our community's a little unique that when you come into town, when you come through town on 6th Avenue, that's not really the main street. The main street's Bank Street, 2nd Avenue. So wayfinding signs, signage to get people over there to again shop in our local stores. Go to our museum, go to our fine arts center, go to our Princess Theater, do all those kind of things is a part of this, is the wayfinding part.
Those are award-winning wayfinders.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did a really
They
good
look
job.
nice, very nice.
So tell us, how are local businesses doing and what are you hearing? I know what I hear.
Yeah, it's interesting. Some of them are doing really, really well. Some of them are doing very well, and some of them are not doing so well. And I've talked to a couple of people that do well this time of year. Morgan Price Candy, Tennessee Valley Pecan, people like that do well with gifts, and they're doing very well. Tennessee Valley Pecan, yesterday I went by there and talked to David for a little while, and he was restocking the store. He had to close the store to restock.
Sherry visited with him yesterday.
Yeah.
He said the same thing.
So some of those businesses are doing really, really well. Some are not. And the ones that are not, we got to help. We got to find ways to help them. And I want to encourage people to, buy gift cards from local merchants that are here all the time. We've all had families here in town, and we've, from time to time, gone to these local merchants and asked them to buy tickets for school events or candy bars or whatever we're selling for school events. And they're the people that support our community day to day. And this is an opportunity for us to do some payback,
Absolutely.
support those people back.
Well, the city, we've just done remarkably well, even in light of COVID,
Yeah.
with our revenues.
Yes.
And we're very thankful, and I think it's because of the way our residents have responded to shopping locally.
Yeah.
And I hate, of course, to hear that about some of the businesses that are struggling. Now, with that, there's been some ways of trying to help them through some programs.
Yeah. We created one program, and it's going on now. It's going on through Monday. So you got this weekend to do it. But if you bring a $20 receipt from a local business of $20 or more, we got a gift box on the back porch of the chamber. And you just put your name and address on the back of that and put it in that box. And then next Tuesday, we're going to draw 10 names out and give each one of those people a $100 gift certificate to a local business.
Okay.
So it's a way we can kind of track how businesses are doing, encourage people to shop there and get an opportunity to get a $100 gift certificate so they can go back and buy some more things.
Good.
So we're doing some things like that, some creative things. Our staff, I got a really creative staff that comes up with ideas to do, and we all get our meals. Get meals. I went and picked up lunch. I went back to the chamber and had lunch, and we all try to patronize our local restaurants and places. And it's a time now we got to be really careful. I've been watching your reports with Kelly Powers, and we got to be really careful. But there's a way to do it. We can do this and be careful.
Sure.
So
Talk about, there's some small business loans that are available.
yeah, I think there's not right now. I think the last one expired, but we're expecting some more.
Well,
Come up and one of them.
y'all are working with the city
Yep.
on some. So
One-
we ended up receiving some through the grant.
Yeah, and that application period is expired.
Oh, okay.
Expired.
Okay.
They're now going to select folks to get those. There's a joint committee we have that's going to select those recipients, but we understand there could be some more coming next year, early next year.
More funding.
Yeah, more opportunities for small businesses. We got to help those people. When we come out the other side, it looks like we're headed out the other side here maybe this summer. We're going to depend on those people to be here so we can enjoy life as we knew it once,
Sure.
you know?
Right.
And so we got to keep them alive and keep them going and keep their livelihoods. And they have children they want to buy Christmas gifts for, and we got to make sure we support them and keep them going.
So how many years have you been with our chamber, John?
It'll be 30 in February.
30.
Yeah.
You've, how many mayors have you worked with?
7, I think.
If I the first one that you got to work with consecutive terms?
Well, I got, consecutive terms. I worked with Mayor Kyle 2 different terms, but you're the first consecutive one.
You like me, John?
You're good. You're all right so far.
You know,
It's early. No, I'm just kidding. I think Decatur has a lot of things going on, and I think that, I saw a survey where they had a list of the top southern towns as we come out of the COVID to live, and Decatur's on that list.
That's something.
Yeah.
People
Decatur.
leave here and they go, I had no idea.
Right.
They come and visit.
So after we come out of this, there's good promise that we'll be successful and that we'll be alive and kicking and that we'll be thriving. Some of our businesses are really doing well, and some are really struggling. And the restaurant business and the bar business and some of those places are some businesses are just conducive to take out food and ordering online and all that, and some are not.
Right.
And so we have to think about all the local guys and try to help them out.
See, talking about being one of the nicer places to live, we have a new neighbor. Went over and met him and moved here and asked him where he lived, and he lived in Washington on the Maryland side.
Oh, yeah.
And, well, what brought you here? And the FBI.
Yeah.
And so he started out with a Huntsville realtor, and the home that they ended up purchasing wasn't even on the market. They just knocked on the door and said, well, we'd like to have this home.
There's some of that going on. There really is. It's amazing.
He said, let me tell you, he said, we didn't want to come to Alabama.
Yeah.
He said, I'm just going to be honest with you. He said, this is unreal at the kindness and hospitality that we have enjoyed here.
Yeah.
And he said, my paycheck is the same today as it was 2 months ago, but I can do a lot more with it. I never dreamed, he said, I never dreamed we'd have a home like we have now.
Yeah.
And then talking about his commute as opposed to the commute that he experienced in D.C. and such. So they're very happy to be here.
One time we went to Washington, we went to Arlington when we were recruiting people to come down. They were coming down here with BRAC. And we had our display there, Decatur display, and we talked to a lot of people, and we had a realtor with us. They let us take 4 people, and we took a realtor, we took somebody from the school system, and we took a couple of local business guys just to kind of talk to them about our community. And somebody asked our realtor about the price of homes, and she said, I'll tell you what, you can sell your house up here, and you can buy the same house and a house at the lake in Decatur. And so that's about right.
Yeah.
Those people that come from that area, those large areas like that, are amazed. And then when they get their property tax bill, they're going to be even more amazed, I think.
Well, Mayor Fowler wanted him to had me to have our new neighbor phone him. He wanted to welcome him to Decatur.
Oh, yeah.
So I can't think of a better person to do something like that than Mayor Fowler.
You asked me how many consecutive mayors, when Mayor Fowler may think he's still mayor because he calls me a lot. And I'm sure he does you. And
He does.
has ideas. He still cares a lot about this community.
Very passionate.
Yes, very much.
Yeah. So you're known for making really good hires, surrounding yourself with good folks.
Think so.
And Lisa Cheatham has served as CFO for how many years?
29.
29.
She's the first person I hired.
Okay.
Got it right from the very beginning. She was the first person we hired, and she's going to retire middle of January. And we've hired Denise Marco to come take her place. Denise is a real involved in the community with the Boy Scouts and her 2 sons, and did the Christmas trees over at Founders Park. That was one of her
Enchanted
projects.
Forest?
Yeah, Enchanted Forest. So she's very engaged in the community and has a finance background, and she's coming to work for us Monday.
Good.
And she'll have a chance to work with Lisa a little bit. All this housing development stuff is being led by Crystal Brown, who's just amazing at working with developers. And
Your Crystal's on loan to the city,
yeah,
serving as our liaison for economic development.
she's your backup.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. She's very passionate about our community and very passionate about what she does, and she's really talented. And so,
She stirs on the community college board.
statewide community college board, which is a real asset for us. Some communities don't have anybody on that board, and we've got two, Blake McAnally's on there too. So 7 people on there, 2 of them are Decatur residents and very passionate about Decatur. Both of them have been chair of the chamber, Crystal and Blake both. And so we value very much our relationship with the city. Communities that are successful are the communities that work, the public-private sector work together. And we've always been fortunate to have a good partner. And
I'm always glad that you'll take my calls and give me good counsel. I appreciate that. 30 years of service, you know something about the city and what makes it work, and I appreciate that. Appreciate the friendship.
We came here from Mississippi, and my wife's from Mississippi, and wasn't excited about coming, but had a couple chances to leave, and she nixed those. So we love it here.
We have some of her art in our home and
You do.
in the office I work from.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. She's pretty talented.
Yeah.
Well, listen, thank you so much for joining
Thanks for having us
today.
And thank you for your
again,
leadership.
Man, yeah. Listen, you remember that you can sign up for our newsletter by texting Decatur to 42828. That's 42828. Our next edition will come out on Friday, January the 8th. And our next municipal update will be Friday, December the 18th at 3 a.m. And I think we'll be back Monday at 10 for our COVID-19 updates. If I remember right, Kelly Powers, president of Decatur Morgan Hospital, will join us, as well as Judy Smith. And we never know.
Entertainment.
Yeah, Judy might share with us, but I think right now she's got her game face on. This is really going to a very serious level. So thank you, and we'll see you next week.